business within 100 feet of a polling place is illegal. I'm Livin Large Larry.
Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
Livin Large Larry.
So this being election day, I gathered some audio just at random from the last Clinton-Trump debate. That's what people call it. And that was about 20 minutes or so. Then I got so sick that I turned it off. So it's election day, so I thought I'd run that for you, a little snippet from the final Clinton-Trump debate of a couple of weeks ago here on the show. Livin Large Larry live at livinlargelarry.com. Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, across from the Goodwill store here off of King Avenue West.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Which guarantees a constitutional right to a woman to make the most intimate, most difficult in many cases decisions about her health care that one can imagine. And in this case, it's not only about Roe v. Wade. It is about what's happening right now in America. So many states are putting very stringent regulations on women that block them from exercising that choice, to the extent that they are defunding Planned Parenthood, which of course provides all kinds of cancer screenings and other benefits for women in our country. Donald has said he's in favor of defunding Planned Parenthood. He even supported shutting the government down to defund Planned Parenthood. I will defend Planned Parenthood. I will defend Roe v. Wade, and I will defend women's rights to make their own health care decisions. And we have come too far to have that turn back now. And indeed, he said women should be punished, that there should be some form of punishment for women who obtain abortions. And I could just not be more opposed to that kind of thinking.
I'm going to give you a chance to respond, but I want to ask you, Secretary Clinton, I want to explore how far you believe the right to abortion goes. You have been quoted as saying that the fetus has no constitutional rights. You also voted against a ban on late-term partial birth abortions. Why?
Because Roe v. Wade very clearly sets out that there can be regulations on abortion so long as the life and the health of the mother are taken into account. And when I voted as a senator, I did not think that that was the case. The kinds of cases that fall at the end of pregnancy are often the most heartbreaking, painful decisions for families to make. I have met with women who, toward the end of their pregnancy, get the worst news one could get, that their health is in jeopardy if they continue to carry to term, or that something terrible has happened or just been discovered about the pregnancy. I do not think the United States government should be stepping in and making those most personal of decisions. So You can regulate, if you are doing so, with the life and the health of the mother taken into account.
Mr. Trump, your reaction, and particularly on this issue of late-term partial birth
Well, I
abortion.
think it's terrible. If you go with what Hillary is saying, in the 9th month, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb of the mother just prior to the birth of the baby. Now, you can say that that's okay, and Hillary can say that that's okay, but it's not okay with me. Because based on what she's saying and based on where she's going and where she's been, you can take the baby and rip the baby out of the womb in the 9th month on the final day. And that's not acceptable.
Well, that is not what happens in these cases, and using that kind of scare rhetoric is just terribly unfortunate. You should meet with some of the women that I've met with, women I've known over the course of my life. This is one of the worst possible choices that any woman and her family has to make. And I do not believe the government should be making it. You know, I've had the great honor of traveling across the world on behalf of our country. I've been to countries where governments either forced women to have abortions like they used to do in China, or forced women to bear children like they used to do in Romania. And I can tell you the government has no business in the decisions that women make with their families in accordance with their faith, with medical advice, and I will stand up for that right.
All right, but just briefly, I want to move on to
And
another
honestly,
segment.
nobody has business doing what I just said, doing that as late as 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 days prior to birth. Nobody has that.
All right, let's move on to the subject of immigration. And there is almost no issue that separates the two of you more than the issue of immigration. Actually, there are a lot of issues that separate the two of you. Mr. Trump, you want to build a wall. Secretary Clinton, you have offered no specific plan for how you want to secure our southern border. Mr. Trump, you are calling for major deportations. Secretary Clinton, you say that within your first 100 days as president, you're going to offer a package that includes a pathway to citizenship. The question really is, why are you right and your opponent wrong? Mr. Trump, you go first in this segment. You have 2 minutes.
Well, first of all, she wants to give amnesty, which is a disaster and very unfair to all of the people that are waiting in line for many, many years. We need strong borders. In the audience tonight, we have 4 mothers of, these are unbelievable people that I've gotten to know over a period of years, whose children have been killed, brutally killed by people that came into the country illegally. You have thousands of mothers and fathers and relatives all over the country. They're coming in illegally. Drugs are pouring in through the border. We have no country if we have no border. Hillary wants to give amnesty. She wants to have open borders. The border secure, as you know, the Border Patrol agents, 16,500 plus ICE last week endorsed me. First time they've ever endorsed a candidate. It means their job is tougher, but they know what's going on and they know it better than anybody. They want strong borders. They feel we have to have strong borders. I was up in New Hampshire the other day. The biggest complaint they have, it's with all of the problems going on in the world, many of the problems caused by Hillary Clinton and by Barack Obama, all of the problems, their single biggest problem is heroin that pours across our southern borders, just pouring and destroying their youth. It's poisoning the blood of their youth and plenty of other people. We have to have strong borders. We have to keep the drugs out of our country. Right now, we're getting the drugs, they're getting the cash. We need strong borders. We need we cannot give amnesty. Now, I want to build the wall. We need the wall. The Border Patrol, ICE, they all want the wall. We stop the drugs. We shore up the border. One of my first acts will be to get all of the drug lords, all of the bad ones. We have some bad people in this country that have to go out. We're going to get them out. We're going to secure the border. And once the border is secured, at a later date, we'll make a determination as to the rest. But we have some bad hombres here, and we're going to get them out.
Mr. Trump, thank you. Same question to you, Secretary Clinton. Basically, why are you right? Mr. Trump is wrong.
Well, as he was talking, I was thinking about a young girl I met here in Las Vegas, Carla, who was very worried that her parents might be deported because she was born in this country, but they were not. They work hard. They do everything they can to give her a good life. And you're right. I don't want to rip families apart. I don't want to be sending parents away from children. I don't want to see the deportation force that Donald has talked about in action in our country. We have 11 million undocumented people. They have 4 million American citizen children, 15 million people. He said as recently as a few weeks ago in Phoenix that every undocumented person would be subject to deportation. Now, here's what that means. It means you would have to have a massive law enforcement presence, where law enforcement officers would be going school to school, home to home, business to business, rounding up people who are undocumented. And we would then have to put them on trains, on buses to get them out of our country. I think that is an idea that is not in keeping with who we are as a nation. I think it's an idea that would rip our country apart. I have been for border security for years. I voted for border security in the United States Senate. And my comprehensive immigration reform plan, of course, includes border security. But I want to put our resources where I think they're most needed, getting rid of any violent person, anybody who should be deported. We should deport them. When it comes to the wall that Donald talks about building, he went to Mexico. He had a meeting with the Mexican president, didn't even raise it. He choked. And then got into a Twitter war because the Mexican president said, we're not paying for that wall. So I think we are both a nation of immigrants and we are a nation of laws, and that we can act accordingly. And that's why I'm introducing comprehensive immigration reform within the first 100 days with a path to citizenship.
Thank you, Secretary Clinton. I want to follow up.
I think I should respond to that. First of all, I had a very good meeting with the president of Mexico, very nice man. We will be doing very much better with Mexico on trade deals, believe me. The NAFTA deal signed by her husband is one of the worst deals ever made of any kind, signed by anybody. It's a disaster. Hillary Clinton wanted the wall. Hillary Clinton fought for the wall in 2006 or thereabouts. Now, she never gets anything done, so naturally the wall wasn't built. But Hillary Clinton wanted the wall.
Well, let me.
We are a country of laws.
And by the way, no, wait. I'd like to hear from. I'd like to hear from Secretary Clinton.
I voted for border security, and there are some limited places where that was appropriate. There also is necessarily going to be new technology and how best to deploy that. But it is clear when you look at what Donald has been proposing. He started his campaign bashing immigrants, calling Mexican immigrants rapists and criminals and drug dealers, that he has a very different view about what we should do to deal with immigrants. Now, what I am also arguing is that bringing undocumented immigrants out from the shadows, putting them into the formal economy, will be good, because then employers can't exploit them and undercut Americans' wages. And Donald knows a lot about this. He used undocumented labor to build the Trump Tower. He underpaid undocumented workers, and when they complained, he basically said what a lot of employers do. You complain, I'll get you deported. I want to get everybody out of the shadows, get the economy working, and not let employers like Donald exploit undocumented workers, which hurts them but also hurts American workers.
Mr. Trump.
President Obama has moved millions of people out. Nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it. But under Obama, millions of people have been moved out of this country. They've been deported. She doesn't want to say that, but that's what's happened. And that's what's happened big league. As far as moving these people out and moving, we either have a country or we don't. We're a country of laws. We either have a border or we don't. Now, you can come back in and you can become a citizen, but it's very unfair. We have millions of people that did it the right way. They're online, they're waiting. We're going to speed up the process big league because it's very inefficient. But they're online and they're waiting to become citizens. Very unfair that somebody runs across the border, becomes a citizen. Under her plan, you have open borders. You would have a disaster on trade, and you will have a disaster with your open borders. What she doesn't say is that President Obama has deported millions and millions of people just the way.
Secretary Clinton,
we will not have open borders.
Well,
that is a rank mischaracterization.
Secretary Clinton.
We will have secure borders, but we will also have reform. And this used to be a bipartisan issue. Ronald Reagan was the last president to sign immigration reform, and George W. Bush supported it as well.
Secretary Clinton, I want to clear up your position on this issue, because in a speech you gave to a Brazilian bank for which you were paid $225,000, we've learned from the WikiLeaks that you said this, and I want to quote, "My dream is a hemispheric common market with open trade and open borders." So That's the question. That's the question. Please quiet, everybody. Is that your dream, open borders?
Well, if you went on to read the rest of the sentence, I was talking about energy. You know, we trade more energy with our neighbors than we trade with the rest of the world combined. And I do want us to have an electric grid, an energy system that crosses borders. I think that will be a great benefit to us. But you are very clearly quoting from WikiLeaks, and what's really important about WikiLeaks is that the Russian government has engaged in espionage against Americans. They have hacked American websites, American accounts of private people, of institutions. Then they have given that information to WikiLeaks for the purpose of putting it on the internet. This has come from the highest levels of the Russian government, clearly from Putin himself, in an effort, as 17 of our intelligence agencies have confirmed, to influence our election. So I actually think the most important question of this evening, Chris, is finally, will Donald Trump admit and condemn that the Russians are doing this and make it clear that he will not have the help of Putin in this election, that he rejects Russian espionage against Americans, which he actually encouraged in the past. Those are the questions we need answered. We've never had anything like this happen in any of our elections before.
That was a great pivot off the fact that you want open borders. Okay, how did we get on the Putin?
Hold on. Hold on, folks, because this is going to end up getting out of control. Let's try to keep it quiet, so for the candidates and for the American people.
So just to finish on the borders,
yes.
She wants open borders. People are going to pour into our country. People are going to come in from Syria. She wants 550% more people than Barack Obama. And he has thousands and thousands of people. They have no idea where they come from. And you see, we are going to stop radical Islamic terrorism in this country. She won't even mention the words, and neither will President Obama. So I just want to tell you, she wants open borders. Now we can talk about Putin. I don't know Putin. He said nice things about me. If we got along well, that would be good. If Russia and the United States got along well and went after ISIS, that would be good. He has no respect for her. He has no respect for our president. And I'll tell you what, we're in very serious trouble because we have a country with tremendous numbers of nuclear warheads, 1,800, by the way, where they expanded and we didn't. 1,800 nuclear warheads. And she's playing chicken. Look, from everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear you won't admit that the Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, sign up for his wish list, break up NATO, do whatever he wants to do, and that you continue to get help from him because he has a very clear favorite in this race. So I think that this is such an unprecedented situation. We've never had a foreign government trying to interfere in our election. We have 17 intelligence agencies, civilian and military, who have all concluded that these espionage attacks, these cyber attacks, come from the highest levels of the Kremlin, and they are designed to influence our elections. I find that deeply disturbing, and I think it's
She
time.
has no idea whether it's Russia, China, or anybody
I am not quoting myself. I am quoting 17 intelligence. Do you doubt 17 military and civilian agencies? Well, he'd rather believe Vladimir Putin than the military and civilian intelligence professionals who are sworn to protect us. I find that just absolutely
She doesn't like Putin because Putin has outsmarted her at every step of the way. Excuse me. Putin has outsmarted her in Syria. He's outsmarted her every step of the way.
You'll get to ask some questions.
Yes,
and I would like to ask you this direct question. The top national security officials of this country do believe that Russia has been behind these hacks. Even if you don't know for sure whether they are, do you condemn any interference by Russia in the American election?
By Russia or anybody else?
You condemn their interference?
Of course I condemn. Of course I can. I don't know Putin. I have no idea. I never met Putin. This is not my best friend. But if the United States got along with Russia, wouldn't be so bad. Let me tell you, Putin has outsmarted her and Obama at every single step of the way. Whether it's Syria, no, you name it, missiles. Take a look at the startup that they signed. The Russians have said, according to many, many reports, I can't believe they allowed us to do this. They create warheads and we can't. The Russians can't believe it. She has been outsmarted by Putin, and all you have to do is look at the Middle East. They've taken over. We've spent $6 trillion. They've taken over the Middle East. She has been outsmarted and outplayed worse than anybody I've ever seen in any government whatsoever.
We're a long way away from immigration, but I'm going to let you finish this.
Well,
you got about 45 seconds.
Yeah,
and she always will be.
I find it ironic that he's raising nuclear weapons. This is a person who has been very cavalier, even casual, about the use of nuclear weapons. He's advocated more countries getting them, Japan, Korea, even Saudi Arabia. He said, well, if we have them, why don't we use them, which I think is terrifying. But here's the deal. The bottom line on nuclear weapons is that when the president gives the order, it must be followed. There's about 4 minutes between the order being given and the people responsible for launching nuclear weapons to do so. And that's why 10 people who have had that awesome responsibility have come out in an unprecedented way, said they would not trust Donald Trump with the nuclear codes or to have his finger on the nuclear button.
I have 200 generals and admirals, 21 endorsing me, 21 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. As far as Japan and other countries, we are being ripped off by everybody in the world. We're defending other countries. We are spending a fortune doing it. They have the bargain of the century. All I said is we have to renegotiate these agreements because our country cannot afford to defend Saudi Arabia, Japan, Germany, South Korea, and many other places. We cannot continue to afford. She took that as saying nuclear weapons. Look, she's been proven to be a liar on so many different ways. This is just another lie.
Well, I'm just quoting you when
There's
we're
no
asked
quote.
about
You're not going to find a quote from me.
nuclear competition in Asia. You said, go ahead, enjoy yourselves, folks. That kind
And
of
defend
language,
yourselves. And defend yourselves. I didn't say nuclear. And defend yourself.
The United States has kept the peace through our alliances. Donald wants to tear up our alliances. I think it makes the world safer, and frankly, it makes the United States safer. I would work with our allies in Asia, in Europe, in the Middle East, and elsewhere. That's the only way we're going to be able to keep
We're going to move on to the next topic, which is the economy, and I hope we handle that as well as we did immigration. You also have very different ideas about how to get the economy growing faster. Secretary Clinton, in your plan, government plays a big role. You see more government spending, more entitlements, more tax credits, more tax penalties. Mr. Trump, you want to get government out with lower taxes and less regulation.
Yes.
We're going to drill down into this a little bit more, but in this overview, please explain to me why you believe that your plan will create more jobs and growth for this country and your opponent's plan will not. In this round, you go first, Secretary Clinton.
Well, I think when the middle class thrives, America thrives. And so my plan is based on growing the economy, giving middle class families many more opportunities. I want us to have the biggest jobs program since World War II, jobs in infrastructure and advanced manufacturing. I think we can compete with high-wage countries, and I believe we should. New jobs and clean energy, not only to fight climate change, which is a serious problem, but to create new opportunities and new businesses. I want us to do more to help small business. That's where 2/3 of the new jobs are going to come from. I want us to raise the national minimum wage because people who live in poverty should not, who work full-time should not still be in poverty. And I sure do want to make sure women get equal pay for the work we do. I feel strongly that we have to have an education system that starts with preschool and goes through college. That's why I want more technical education in high schools and in community colleges, real apprenticeships to prepare young people for the jobs of the future. I want to make college debt-free, and for families making less than $125,000, you will not get a tuition bill from a public college or university if the plan that I worked on with Marie
Right about there is where I got fed up. So, in any event, it's election day, so get out and vote. It's your privilege.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Cindy Graff from N2 Cryotherapy in this morning. She'll talk about her latest move of N2 Cryotherapy, all for the good, coming up. LivinLargeLarry.com from the Redline Computer Studios, West Billings.
N2 Cryotherapy on 24th and Broadwater is moving. But don't worry, they're not going too far. N2 Cryotherapy teaming up with the Beauty Mark right next door to continue serving their clients pain management and athletic recovery services. If you're suffering from chronic pain, are an athlete, or just looking for more energy and better sleep, you have to try N2 Cryotherapy. And with their new location comes new, lower prices. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite 5 in the Beauty Mark Salon, or call 534-8850 for an appointment. Come in and chill out.
It is remodeling time in your home or your office, and the windows are the most aesthetically pleasing area people look. The most important part of your home are your windows and your window treatments. All kinds of blinds and billings, all kinds of blindsmt.com with cellular blinds. The woven woods are available. Mini blinds of all sizes and styles and models. Talk to Bobby Gray at All Kinds of Blinds and ask about their security window film as well. All kinds of blinds and billings. All kinds of blindsmt.com.
Ho, ho, ho! It's the 31st Annual Holiday Food and Gift Festival. Saturday and Sunday, November 12th and 13th at the Metro Park Expo Center. Shop over 200 vendors for holiday gifts, clothing, handcrafted items, and Montana-made specialty foods. Pictures with Santa Claus, too. And feast on local cuisine. It's the Rocky Mountain region's largest holiday festival, November 12th and 13th at Metro Park Expo Center. For information, visit holidayfoodandgiftfestival.com. Presented by the Billings Gazette and Pillar Event Services. Sponsored by Billings Federal Credit Union. Check them out on Facebook, too.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
The election right around the corner. I'm Livin Large Larry, KGHL News. By Saturday morning, 40% of voters in Montana had already voted. Leaves about 412,000 registered voters who have not cast ballots yet. Democratic Governor Steve Bullock and Republican Greg Gianforte are crisscrossing Montana, looking for every vote they can get as the contest comes to a close. For the past week and through today, Bullock is stopping in around 20 communities, and Gianforte has scheduled about 40. In 2004, Montana voters passed an initiative legalizing medical marijuana, but when Senate Bill 423 went into effect August 31st this year, the number of registered patients for each provider was capped at 3. According to an October report from the Health Department, 40% of all enrollees have dropped out of the program. If Montana voters approve I-182, that limit will be removed. A pair of road projects are on the Billings City Council's work session agenda in council chambers at City Hall. The council will also look into how city officials prioritize programs within the city budgets. That meeting starts at about 5:30. Scientists from the U.S. and Denmark are launching a study to map out the underground plumbing system responsible for the blasting geysers and boiling hot springs of Yellowstone National Park. Throughout November, the research team will fly over the park with a giant hoop-shaped electromagnetic device suspended from a helicopter that acts like an X-ray. They want to peer beneath the Earth's surface to determine where and how water flows among the geysers. Conservationists and others have renewed a push to remove 4 giant dams from the Snake River in southeast Washington to save wild salmon runs. Their actions come after a federal judge earlier in the year criticized the government for failing to consider whether breaching the dams would save the fish. The judge ordered agencies to take a new look at all approaches to managing the dams. Public meetings on the matter are being held this fall in Washington, Idaho, Oregon, and also Montana. A 31-year-old Hardin woman died in a weekend rollover crash on I-90 between Hardin and Dunmore. The woman's eastbound van went off the left side of the road through the median and across the westbound lanes before going into a ditch. The van rolled several times. The woman was thrown from the vehicle, which came to rest against a tree. The woman died at the scene of the crash at 5:30 on Saturday afternoon. And in sports, Latavius Murray ran for 114 yards and 3 TDs. The Oakland Raiders showed they were ready for prime time, beating the defending Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos 30-20 Sunday night. The victory vaulted the 7-2 Raiders into sole possession of first place in the AFC West. The Indianapolis Colts marched into Lambeau and upset the Green Bay Packers 31-26 to head into their bye week at 4-5. Andrew Luck completed 23 of 36 for 281 yards and 1 TD for the Colts. The Packers are 4-4 after losing their second game in a row. Look at state and regional news and sports. Montana at 5 of the mighty 790 AM and 94.7 FM KGHL. I'm Livin Large.
A quote from Brown's Automotive here in Billings. We promise you cost-effective solutions to get you back in the driver's seat. If you want true experience and dedication to the craft of auto repair, Brown's Automotive. For over 60 years now, Brown's Auto Service has delivered rockstar customer service. 4 locations around Billings. Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater, Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th Street. A couple of Brown's locations downtown. The Automatic Transmission Company is at 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North, and Brown's Rebuild Center is downtown, 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North. Brown's Automotive in Billings. BrownsAutoBillings.com. Trained barber haircuts. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights. The best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights. Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs.
N2 Cryotherapy on 24th and Broadwater is moving. But don't worry, they're not going too far. N2 Cryotherapy teaming up with the Beauty Mark right next door to continue serving their clients pain management and athletic recovery services. If you're suffering from chronic pain, are an athlete, or just looking for more energy and better sleep, you have to try N2 Cryotherapy. And with their new location comes new, lower prices. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite 5 in the Beauty Mark Salon, or call 534-8850 for an appointment. Come in and chill out.
Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live. Livin Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry live.
Redline Computer Studios in West Billings, next to the gigantic Wave Car Wash. LivinLargeLarry.com. Here, and as I teased earlier, Cindy Graff with N2 Cryotherapy.
Here we are.
Here you are, and here I am, and live on YouTube, and you can access that through LivinLargeLarry.com.
Tuesdays with Livin Large.
Yes, and a couple of times every month at least, Cindy Graff comes in, talks about N2 Cryotherapy. There's been some pretty cool changes. Literally cool changes at N2 Cryotherapy. What's going on?
Yes, there have.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, we have moved our machine and the cryo chamber next door into the Beauty Mark salon. Got it all set up and we're running over there now. So
I walked in there the other day to say hey to you and your new digs, and it's a cute little setup you have there.
it is. It's just enough room for the service in the room there, and that's what we needed to keep it going. So
how are the workers at the beauty salon treating you?
they're already very curious, the ones that haven't tried it. So I'm trying to get them in at some time to try it so they can talk about it to their customers. But they are also, the other customers are questioning what's going on, and
that's how you build a business right there.
You bet. So the word is going around the salon. And at a salon, that's what it is.
Yes.
It's people getting their hair
A lot
done
of
and
talk and
different
gossip.
service and talking with their hairdresser about things that are going on. So,
I guess the address would be 805 24th Street West, suite number 5.
yes.
It's literally 2 steps from
Yeah,
where N2
it's
Cryotherapy
one door
was.
down
It's right
from
there.
where we were. Nicole Knight, the window painter, came in and pulled my windows down and just moved my logo and the same thing right over on their window. So you will see that Ashley from the Beauty Mark said, yeah, put your logo up on this window here right next to where you were.
That's cool.
Kind of looks like you're just still there. So
I mean, for since you opened, you've been hammering that N2 Cryotherapy brand in the colors that you've used, and to
Yes.
most people, they'll drive into the same shopping complex, see your logo, and
there we are. We're right in that building.
a lot
so.
won't a lot of people might not even realize that it's a new location, so they walk into it.
Right, and I'm having new customers already.
Good.
That, don't know that. And working on Nicole's getting me my hours and my logo for the front door.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be there as well, and people know we are in there. When you do come in, I have a place there right at the desk, so you'll see me and I'll greet you and we'll go ahead and go back and do your service.
So N2 Cryotherapy, and over the last, over a year now, we've talked about, or close to a year, we've talked about how you've pushed athletes, but let's clarify that N2 Cryotherapy is not just for athletes.
It is not. The athletes do come in and they do make up a pretty good segment of my clientele, but I'll tell you, the chronic pain people are also big. It is for rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, lupus, autoimmune diseases.
Sleep apnea.
Yes, people who are having a hard time sleeping. This will help you with that, as far as energy-wise as well. Thyroid conditions where you don't get any energy. Come on in and see us. Let's pump that up and get it going. Also, in just regular pain from getting older.
What?
No, not you.
Are we getting older?
Not you.
Yes,
not
we are.
you.
Yes,
but,
yes, I am.
aches and pains of getting older. I'll tell you what, this is really good to flush your system out of toxins and get your blood moving in there so that you can get moving.
I think it's a good move. It's compact, intimate, same great service, N2 Cryotherapy, just next door to the old location. Talk price points.
Ooh,
I know that's changed a little
yes,
bit.
it
I know you want
has.
to talk about that.
I'm very excited to say that I have been asked to, about maybe lowering the single price, the single service price. And so we've done that. when we took this move, we made it very simple now. There is a first-time freezer that tries it for $25, and then there's $35 is a single service now. $35, come on in, we'll chill you out after your first time. There is a 3 for $99 3-pack that expires in 30 days from when you buy it.
Okay.
And then our regular membership for those who have chronic pain or want to use the machine more than 3 times a week.
So Carrie's purchased gift cards from you, or
yes,
won some on
everything
the
is still
auction?
good.
Still good, okay.
Yep, I mean, if you've got your Deal of the Day certificates, and you've got, there's also some gift cards out there from ABC, 6, Fox 4. They're all just worth a value.
Okay.
Remember that. Your certificate you bought, say, for $12.50 on Deal of the Day is a $25 certificate.
Okay.
So their value is it's not just for a service, it's for that amount of money. So if you bought 4 of those, you got $100 to spend, and that goes towards anything that we sell. Right now, anything we sell is lower than $100, except for our membership, of course.
Do I dare say, in regards to anti-cryotherapy and the holidays, you have anything planned for the holidays?
I do. I'm looking forward to Black Friday. We got some stuff coming up for Black Friday. Also got gift cards. Don't forget those gift cards for your loved ones. Give the gift of health.
Ooh, yes.
I mean, really, could you give somebody a better gift than taking away or giving some relief to their pain? I can't think of anything better, so that they can have better quality of life. Come on in, get those gift cards. We got them, any amount, and we're ready.
Help build your clientele. Anti-cryotherapy, just next door to where you're used to going, 805 24th Street West, suite number 5 for all the newbies. Keep that address in mind, and 805 24th Street West, suite number 5.
Yes, right inside the Beauty Mark Salon.
Okay. What else going on in your life?
Oh, not much. We went to I also, delve into a nutrition company called Isogenics.
Yes.
And so we've been doing some of that. A lot of vendor fairs going on these days, as far as gift and vendor shows. So we did one at the Shrine over the weekend with the Isogenics nutrition company, and it was great. Good. I really do like it. Carrie and you are looking it over now, and we'll see how that goes with that. So
we've heard about it and did some research on it, and knew that you were pushing that, and glad it's going well for you. Yeah,
it is going well. They have an athletic line. That is the main reason I got into it, was because of the athletic line goes along with my service, but also the weight loss and the aging. Aging gracefully, I guess. I would really like to do that. So healthy aging is what I use it for, and just want to live long and prosper.
So if you have questions, talk to Cindy Graff at N2Cryotherapy about that. You went to backflips and beatdowns?
We did.
How was that?
Oh, that was really fun. I had never seen anything much like that.
What kind of set the scene for us, for those who haven't
well, as you went in, you would go downstairs. It was on the floor of the Metra, and we sat down, and you've got your octagon. Well, it's the fighting ring.
So you're like real tables and stuff you sit down to? Yeah,
tables right around this ring that the MMA fighters fight in, and on each side of the ring is a ramp. And these motorcycles would take off and do flips right above the fighter cage and then land on the other ramp coming down.
Wow.
Now they had four-wheelers, they had motorcycles, dirt bike type.
Any cool wipeouts?
And there was a snowmobile they did this with.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Now, when they land, there's hardly any room down there to land. And yes, the snowmobile guy did end up against the wall. He was okay. Nobody could see it. It was back in the back. But people that were over on that edge said he was pretty well pinned in there, and they got him out, and everything was fine.
What would be cool is if they were doing the backflips on the ramps while the fighters were fighting.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah, they don't quite do
They're
that
not
for
yet?
safety.
Yeah,
safety
I understand
reasons.
that. Wouldn't that be a thrill, though?
But yeah, it's really a fun time. It gives you the excitement of the backflips, and then you've got the great fights, the MMA fights for the beatdowns, and I really do enjoy that combination. It was really fun.
So thoughts on the presidential election, which today is?
My husband and I will vote tonight after I get off work.
Hey, producer Dustin's here. Dustin, do you want to talk about politics? No. That's why Dustin stays in the background.
That's right.
If you didn't hear that,
That's
he said a very stern no. No, it is election day today.
It is.
And
Very exciting day.
It's been a crazy election cycle.
I'm really glad it's going to be over. I hope it's going to be over.
Yeah, I hope it will be over too.
Well, you never know, remember.
Oh, I know Florida might come into play again and mess up all the votes.
All that or whatever. Who knows what in this crazy world could happen, but
yeah, true.
I guess I just kind of believe that out of all of the people that we have in this country, that these are the two that we picked.
Yeah, that's in.
I was really hoping somebody would have came and said, "Jokes, this is over. Here's the real candidates." But you know.
Yeah, Cindy Graff, that's not going to happen.
No,
that's reality. But it is election day, whether you like it or not. Privileged to vote. And,
yes, it is. You should get out there and do it.
And we did it early. We voted early for the first time in our lives. Carrie and I together.
We just forgot to send our thing in.
That's what we always do, is we forget to send it in, or we're too late.
Yeah.
And this time, for some reason, 2 weeks ago, we finally did it, and I'm kind of glad I did. But my afternoon show on KGHL today, from 3 to a little after 5, I'll be up at Metra, at election headquarters, voting headquarters, doing my show live there. So that'll be interesting.
Good. That'll be kind of fun.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, it's going to be.
I think for as far as Montana itself, there's some really some initiatives and stuff that we got to pay attention to.
I think the governor race has been great between Bullock and Gianforte.
Just heard on the way in that it's neck and neck, and it's the first time in years
for the governor.
That our governor's race is like 35 to 35.
And I've had both candidates on my show, Bullock and Gianforte more times, but when they're on live mic, on radio especially, they don't trash each other as deep as they do on those television ads.
And you do got to remember, a lot of those ads are not put out by them or their actual.
They approve them though.
Yeah, if they're on there and they approve them.
They've seen them, but.
And then I just, you got to watch for people that want a clue on how to decide. Is watch who does pay for those ads. Okay, if it's a group, go look them up.
Like the new Hillary Clinton ads are paid for by a group.
Right.
And
go
not
check
approved
out
by
the
Hillary.
groups, because there's groups that you don't even think are really political groups, like the teachers' unions and stuff like that. But you will see that they do put out ads in the political season. Now, you need to know who you align yourself with and what your ideals and morals and values are. And then you can see from the groups that are paying for these ads, do I want to align myself with those people, or do I want to align myself with these people? It helps with trying to decide who you want to vote for, because maybe you don't agree with the policies and the ideals of this group over here, so maybe you wouldn't want to go for their candidate.
It's going to be interesting at the end of the day, literally.
Yes.
Tuesday, November 8th.
I know we're in the 11th hour now, but for the next election, people, that's one way you can check out your candidates.
Right.
And see where do they fall, who's backing them. Follow that money. Follow the money as who's putting the ads out.
You realize tomorrow, the day after the election, Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, they'll all be starting to talk about the next 4 years.
Yes, it'll be what is going to be happening with these people that were elected now in the next 4 years.
Yeah, they do that. I remember the last election, Hannity especially, at the day after the election, would talk about the next election coming up the next general election coming up in 4 years. He would start talking about that.
If you listen to Hannity enough, you'll start parroting him. Really?
Yes.
He repeats himself quite often, and if you really want to get down some of his ideals, you will start parroting him. So make sure you look at both
Whether
sides,
that's good
everybody.
or bad, yeah. All right, Cindy Graff into cryotherapy. New location, just kind of a hop, skip, and a jump from the old one, 805 24th Street West, number 5. Not a huge deal for your customers. It's just a little bit of a downsize. A little more, I think, a little more intimate location. I like it.
Yes, it's more intimate. It does. They have a nice little waiting room there.
Yep.
They offer a lot of other services too that my clients are already looking
Good.
at. Have already purchased product there for shampoo.
End of the day, good move for you.
It
Proud
is.
of
End
you.
of the day, I'm really happy that I've moved over there, and we'll see who they get to put in next door. So.
All right, very good. Cindy Graff into cryotherapy. Good talking with you again.
Thank you for having me, Larry.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Having me, Larry. And we'll see who they get to put in next door. So.
All right, very good. Cindy Graff into
William Henry, Big Sky Ballin', and Big Time Basketball. You guys are at it again. You got a big November Under the Lights event. What is that event called, by the way?
Night Under the Lights, November 18, 19.
Is this year 2 of that event?
This is year 2 of this event, Shrine Auditorium. So we start playing at night on Friday night and finish up Saturday afternoon.
So time to get teams still signed in to be part of the tournament?
Yes, absolutely. Up until November 11th, you can sign in. So we're encouraging people to do it. And different for this tournament is that we actually cut sign-off off as the divisions fill up.
Okay, talk about Big Sky Ballin' a bit and how it started and how it's grown over the last several seasons here.
So Big Sky Ballin' started with one big outdoor tournament, which was the Above the Rim tournament, which you've been a part of for several years.
Yeah.
And then what we've done now is we've grown to about 6 tournaments and 2 kids youth leagues. So we continue to build on to the brand.
Now, William Henry, people should know that Big Sky Ballin's not all you do. I mean, you have a real job too, right?
I do have a real job. I actually am a tax-paying Montanan and running the blood center there on 15th and Grand.
How do you find time to get it all in? Boy, you're just...
Hey, at some point we got to give back something to these youth, so it's actually a pleasure and honor.
Did I hear through the grapevine that you're actually setting up some kind of a Big Sky Ballin' office somewhere?
Uh-oh. Yeah, we got something pretty big coming, and after this event here, you and I should probably have a different conversation.
All right.
It's going to be big.
That's cool. Nice tease. I like that. that works for me. All right. Big Sky Ballin', give us details on Facebook and, again, details on how to get involved with the November tournament, William.
Yeah, so you can register at Big Sky Ballin', BALLIN.com. You can give us a call at 694-5555. You have until November 11th to get registered.
And what's the registration fee?
Registration fee, if you played in Above the Rim, it's $99. If you didn't, it's $119.
Sounds fair to me. Big Sky Ballin' helping the kids out. Appreciate it, William Henry, for your time.
Hey, thanks, Larry. Appreciate
Best Coupon Magazine, truly in and around Billings, with an issue for different areas around Billings. Coupons that fit where you live. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. If you check your mail from time to time, you'll see it. It's going to show up in your mailbox. Hometown Values Savings Magazine. Check out the new Heights edition. Also the newest Billings Laurel edition is out as well. Hometown Values with practical couponing in the magazine. Hometown Values.
Livin' Large Larry live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin' Large Larry live.
Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
Denise Smith, Public Relations, Montana Rescue Mission, MRM. And how'd your summer go, Denise, considering the flood and all the other things that you were doing?
Well, we're dried out, so that's a good thing.
How did it all end up? People come through and help you out?
We did. We're going to actually have a celebration with the community here in the next week or so, as soon as we finalize the finishing touches on the dining room and the kitchen, just to say thank you to the community for all their hard work in helping us during that flood.
Yeah, that was a big story this summer in and around Billings, and like other events like that happened over history, Billings, Montana, and surrounding communities, they really stepped up to help out. It's good to see.
They did, most definitely. We were very blessed for all the support we received.
As we move on to the other season coming up here, the Montana Rescue Mission, MRM, preparing to serve Thanksgiving dinner, and to a lot of people. How can we help you out with that event?
So what we're in need of is two things. That's items for the meal itself, and then items, and then volunteers to come help us out as well.
And you're talking all the trimmings, turkeys and green beans and onions and celery, et cetera, et cetera. And how can they, what do they do? They bring the donations to MRM or?
Yep. If they could just bring them down to our men's shelter, which is located at 2822 Minnesota Avenue. And specifically, we're in need of turkeys, green beans, the durkey onions.
Now, durkey onions are they're the hard stringy onions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then celery, mushroom soup, and then pre-made pumpkin pies.
Okay. How many years have you guys been volunteering and getting volunteers to help out with the MRM Thanksgiving meal?
Well, we've been around since the 40s, and ever since then, we've provided Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter.
And I think that people wait for this event, and if they can help out, they certainly do. Is there a need for volunteers this year?
Yes, there is. And specifically, we're needing drivers this year.
Okay.
We take meals out to shut-ins or those individuals unable to travel to the mission. And then all the Meals on Wheels recipients we receive from that program, and we deliver those meals that day as well.
All right, give us the dates as to when the help is needed to at least sign up for help.
Well, if we could get people, the sooner the better, we can get volunteers signed up. They're needed for the actual Thanksgiving Day, which is Thursday, November 24th. We'll get drivers down here, get them dispensed out to delivering those meals. And then we also need help in the dining room with food preparation and decorating the dining room. So we're pretty well off when it comes to people that are willing to serve the meal that day. But in decorating, food preparation, and drivers is really where we're needing assistance.
All right, 259-3800.
Yep.
And my notes say up until 5 p.m. November 22nd would be the best.
Yes, that's as far as anybody needing a meal.
All right.
That gives us time to prepare and make sure we have enough drivers to get those out to the folks in need of them.
All right, in the meantime, get the donations dropped off for the men's shelter, 2822 Minnesota Avenue for the Montana Rescue Mission. And Denise Smith, Public Relations Manager. Any last comments here?
Well, the only other thing I'll say is we're having an open house. If people haven't been on a tour of the men's shelter, they can come down at 10 o'clock or 2 o'clock on November 16th and join us for a tour.
All right, great celebration. Denise Smith, always.
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Larry.
It seems everywhere you look, there's values, there's coupons for this, coupons for that. But if you want the true value, get Hometown Values. Get it? Well, it's mailed to your home. Thousands get the Hometown Values magazine, and it is the real size of a magazine. It's not the size of the palm of your hand. And look through it. Practical items, Hometown Values for each section of our area. Hometown Values, Billings and Laurel. It's probably on your counter right now, by the way, or your mailbox. Log on to myhometownvalues.com. Trained barber haircuts, Jim and Austin's Barbershop, 2225 Main in the Heights, the best $10 haircut ever. Jim and Austin's Barbershop, the official barber for the Livin Large Larry live show. Like him on Facebook, Jim and Austin's Barbershop up in Billings Heights. 2225 Main in the Heights, Jim and Austin's Barbershop. Proud supporters of the JCs.
Livin Large Larry Live from the Redline Computer Studios next to the Dollar Tree off of King Avenue West in Billings, Montana. This is Livin Large Larry Live.
Our replay of segments on livinlargelarry.com on the show from Keystone Mortgage Company here in Billings, and purchase, refinance, investment properties, and a brand new place to call home for work. Keystone Mortgage downtown now, across from the pub station, 2442 First Avenue North. You can find them on Facebook. Type in the keyword Keystone. Keystone Mortgage Company. You aren't just a number, you're our number one priority. I think you'll love the changes at Keystone Mortgage.
Amanda Lechner, Pillar Events. Hello, Amanda.
Hi, Larry. How are you?
Good. 31st Annual Holiday Food and Gift Festival. So many years of success.
It has been, and this is going to be one of our biggest years ever. We have a full house of vendors.
I remember back when it started, or when I got involved with the Holiday Food and Gift Festival, was back when it was in the Holiday Grand Convention Center. That's a huge venue. Moving over to the Metro Park Arena and the campus there, that's got to be pretty cool to see.
It is. I don't know exactly how many years it's been in the expo, but at least for the last, I think, 7 or 8.
I had a meeting with another charity organization earlier this morning, and we were talking, it was for the Festival of Trees coming up, and it got me in the Christmas spirit. And I'm looking at the calendar, I'm thinking this may be the first big push for Christmas, November 12th, November 13th. Talk a bit about the Holiday Food and Gift Festival and what we can expect.
It is the first big push for Christmas, and you can get all your Christmas shopping done in one weekend.
$3 or $1 with non-perishable food donations to the Billings Food Bank. That seems to be a staple with the Holiday Food and Gift Festival yearly.
It is, and it's a good time to donate to the food bank to keep their shelves stocked during the holiday seasons.
Can you give us a kind of an insight on how many booths? And I know you can't list off everybody that's going to be there vendor-wise, but give us some of the highlights.
We have over 200 vendors, and this year we have a lot of specialty foods, made in Montana foods, pickles, salsas, caramel, fudge, jellies, jams. So you can actually buy your turkey and your ham and your seafood for your holiday dinner, and along with all your holiday gifts, such as clothing, scarves, jewelry. And we're really pushing small business this year. Shop small, support your local businesses.
So for the time that Pillar Events has run the Holiday Food and Gift Festival, do you see a lot of repeat customers?
Yes, I do. There's always a group of ladies waiting at the door on Saturday morning, and it seems like it's been the same group every year.
Talk about some of the entertainment over the 2 days, November 12th and 13th.
We will have dancers all day, both days, and also some singing. And then we also have Santa there both days, all day. So come and get your picture taken with Santa. I know a lot of people make that family tradition to get their pictures taken that weekend.
Christmas decor, wreaths, ornaments, lights. It'll be very festive for the Christmas holiday season during those 2 days, November 12th and 13th. Looking forward to it.
Well, we'll see you there.
And how about some contact details like Facebook or your website?
We do have a Facebook page, Holiday Food and Gift Festival, and the website is holidayfoodandgiftfestival.com. We'll be giving away some holiday bucks on our Facebook page, so be sure to check that out. It'll be spending money for the show.
And I'll put you on the spot here. Are there still openings for vendors to participate?
The vendor spaces are sold out.
Okay. That's good news.
It is good news.
All right, Amanda, great words. 31st Annual Holiday Food and Gift Festival at the Expo Center at Metro Park, November 12th, 9 to 6, November 13th, 10 to 4. Should be huge as usual. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
The promise from Brown's Automotive in Billings to continue communications. It's been happening for over 60 years in Billings. Brown's Auto Service on Broadwater. Brown's West Auto Service, corner of Rosebud and 20th in Billings. 2 downtown locations of Brown's Automotive, the Automatic Transmission Company, 13th Street North and 1st Avenue North, and Brown's Rebuild Center downtown at 18th Street North and 2nd Avenue North Brown's Automotive. BrownsAutoBillings.com. If you are interested in learning the current value of your home, the true current value, talk to Amber Gustanis with Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. Amber Gustanis, Century 21 Hometown Brokers for a free market analysis. 406-690-5902.
N2 Cryotherapy on 24th and Broadwater is moving. But don't worry, they're not going too far. N2 Cryotherapy teaming up with the Beauty Mark right next door to continue serving their clients pain management and athletic recovery services. If you're suffering from chronic pain, are an athlete, or just looking for more energy and better sleep, you have to try N2 Cryotherapy. And with their new location comes new, lower prices. N2 Cryotherapy, 805 24th Street West, Suite 5 in the Beauty Mark Salon, or call 534-8850 for an appointment. Come in and chill out.
Keystone Mortgage is a sponsor of our replays on the show. Keystone Mortgage, downtown Billings, at the new location right across the street from the pub station. Ask about their new loan tracker. You can see everything, including rates, lock dates, personal notes, and documentation. It's private to you. The loan tracker through Keystone Mortgage Company in Billings, downtown.
All right, Kevin Evans with us, Yellowstone County Sheriff's Department. How many years for Polar Plunge? Do you know?
This will be our 11th year, I believe.
11 years, Polar Plunge, always at Lake Elmo, correct?
Ever since I've been doing it, yes.
All right, so how fun is that event? How did you get started doing that?
Actually, I just started plunging, and I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. One of the Billings police officers, Tina Hoger, was running the program, and she asked if I would give her a hand, and here I am. It's mine. So,
and you keep moving on with it, and it involves all of law enforcement in the area, though, correct?
Yeah, we try to get as many different agencies involved in the law enforcement torch run events that we can.
How have you seen the growth of it from when you started to present time?
It's grown a little bit every year. We get more participants. We get more money that we get raised. So it's going very well.
And I remember I plunged several years ago, and it was ice. You guys had to cut the ice out, so we can get in the water. And then a couple of years ago, it was almost like a spring afternoon.
Yeah, we've had kind of both extremes. There was a few years ago, it was extremely cold, and last year wasn't too bad. I think it was in the mid-40s last year.
Are you impressed by the way the teams really step up for the Polar Plunge and dress up and come in costume and all that?
Oh, absolutely. They really get into it, and they enjoy being there, and they enjoy doing it, so it makes it great for everybody.
Kevin Evans with us. Let's talk about why we do the Polar Plunge.
Well, we do it, as far as the law enforcement torch run, we do it to raise funds, obviously, and awareness about Special Olympics in Montana. And with this event itself, we get it's a 60-40 split. 60% of the funds raised go to the Yellowstone Valley area, so it stays within Yellowstone, Stillwater, Carbon, Bighorn, and Treasure County right in here, and the rest of it's dispersed throughout the smaller communities in the state.
All right, give us the date of this year's Polar Plunge and all the particulars, the times, and things like that, Kevin.
The date is Saturday, December 3rd, and again, it's at Lake Elmo, and the opening ceremonies start at 12:30. In registration, we usually start at 11, but that gives people plenty of time to show up and get their donations turned in and get ready.
Do you still have the tubs of hot water after we plunge?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
That's definitely what makes it very nice to be done getting out of the water.
Yeah, that is. And we, as a plunger, I realize that you got to be careful on how long you stay in those hot tubs, only because there's other people that need to be warmed up as well.
Oh, yeah. It's usually just a quick in and out to warm yourself up a little bit before you get changed.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Is there some Facebook information out there somewhere?
There is. I know the Special Olympics Facebook page puts stuff out, and I know there's that out there, and a bunch of the people that I know that are plunging are putting out stuff on their own Facebook pages, looking for donations from friends and family and things like that.
All right, December 3rd, big day, Polar Plunge, and Kevin Evans with the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Department. We appreciate the work that you guys do as a team. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Tears are falling from her eyes. She awakens from the lies they sold her, those broken dreams that can keep you up at night. And David tries, he is reaching towards the sky, trying hard to see the light that shows him where to go so he can do what's right. She says there's something in the air that's taking hold of me. Yeah, she tells him there is something he should know. Oh, the stars are gonna shine much brighter way than fear. No more darker days. Throw your cares away. 'Cause we are wild, wild hearts. Not gonna stop us from feeling the love, love in the air, light in the dark, giving us strength to carry on. We'll stick together all the way. We'll be alright. We are wild, wild hearts. We're gonna find our way back home. She says no, there is no more time to lose, 'cause we finally get to choose how we wanna live our lives, and we gotta do this right. Go which road, 'cause I found out how to see what is right for you and me. And let me tell you that I know it's meant to be. She says there's something in the air that's taking hold of me. Yeah, she tells him there is something he should know. Oh, the stars are gonna shine much brighter way than fear. No more darker days. Throw your cares away. 'Cause we are wild, wild hearts. Not gonna stop us from feeling the love, love in the air, light in the dark, giving us strength to carry on. We'll stick together all the way. We'll be alright. We are wild, wild hearts. We're gonna find our way back home. Change, no more time for blame. Yeah, it's time for love. 'Cause we got today to get up and say we can rise above. It is time for change, no more time for blame. Yeah, it's time for love. 'Cause we got today to get up and say never fade away, never stop until we've won. We are wild hearts. Not gonna stop us from feeling the love, love in the air, light in the dark, giving us strength to carry on. We are wild.